This is Charleston's retirement coach, Brandon Bowen.
Thanks for subscribing. Thanks for downloading. Most importantly, thanks for listening. This is Charleston's Retirement Coach Podcast with Brandon Bowen. It's all powered by Bowen Wealth. You can get more when you visit bowenwealth.com, and you can find that and all the information in the show notes. My name is Mark Owens. Now, let's get to the show. Brandon, I need you to be posh with me for a second.
Always.
I need you to go pinky out for a couple minutes.
Okay.
When was the last time you sat in a big, fancy suite or a box at like a concert or a sporting event?
Probably 10 years ago.
Oh, that long.
Out at Los Angeles Dodger Stadium, was out there, got to meet Magic Johnson.
Oh, yes, sir.
That dude is tall. He's like 6'9", I think. Okay, so that was pretty cool. I won this Yasiel Puig ball there. That was a fun time out there, and then just kind of watching the game. I mean, in L.A., Dodgers sunset down there. Yeah, so that was like the last time I felt like a baller.
So when you take your girls to a concert, or even like my daughter Caroline, she's 11, but she still loves going to those Disney on Ice events. Even though I think she's outaged herself, she still gets a kick out of the wonder and the excitement. She's like her dad. It's the bells and the whistles and the sights and
Yes,
the sounds.
yes.
And I will call in favors if I can to get into a suite. But I don't think I've paid for one in a long time. I ask you that question because, again, if you get the opportunity, of course we're going to take advantage of it. But they're not cheap. So earlier this season, this is a great story. There was a guy, a college football fan, at Allegiant Stadium out in Las Vegas. And he was watching a college football game at the beginning of the season. So he's sitting in the suite having a great time, living his best life. Well, he's like, all right, I want to get some food for the suite. Large pizza and some wings. All right, not bad. Pretty simple.
Okay.
Yeah.
Pizza and wings.
Pizza and wings. I mean, perfect for a college football game.
Yeah.
He forgot to look at the menu prices.
He probably just told the lady, he was like, let me get a pizza,
Yeah.
Because you don't want to be the guy, can I see the prices? Can I see the menu?
Right. Because you're in a suite and you don't want to be like,
right.
I'm on a budget. Like,
yes.
You know what? Treat yourself.
Yes. Okay. I'm with you.
All right. You ready for the prices?
Okay.
Pizza.
Yeah.
Pepperoni pizza. $300.
No, Mark.
Some chicken wings. $190. Plus $113 administrative charge. Total,
oh my gosh.
Total cost, when it's all said and done, $653.
Did he throw up like after?
I would, if it wasn't bolted onto the wall, I would be taking it home with me. I'm putting silverware in my pocket. If they have the cooler of, Coca-Colas and Diet Cokes, I'm putting all of those in my pocket with me.
Oh my gosh.
$6 for pizza and wings.
Well, I'm thinking, why was there not food already out there? So this must have been like, come in, but is a BY or order your own food, I guess. I don't know.
Very well could have been. Yeah. Hey, we'll get you into the suite. Everything else is up to you. I know.
Okay. That is the worst I've ever heard.
And I wonder if his team won because he's in Vegas. I wonder if he put like a little parlay bet on the game. Lost even more. But anyway, the point being, this is for the families you serve. This reminds me of how, and especially this time of the year, you get a lot of the second opinion calls. But these are how some of the big box financial firms, they charge their clients. They almost treat them like, hey, the more you have, the more we're going to charge, because in this suite, they think, oh, you have money, so we're going to charge you more for those pizza and wings. But my question to you, Brandon, is these big box firms, their services, tax services, 401k strategies, Social Security conversations, are they really any different?
I would say no. Confidently, I say no, because I see it all the time. People come in, and I think, a lot. So I will say that, okay, you might feel good getting that statement with the big major firm on the upper left-hand corner, right?
Right.
It might say Merrill Lynch, Raymond James, Wells Fargo Advisors, and I see my commercial. I'm watching the Super Bowl and I see my commercial there, or PGA, right? So it might feel good, I'm where the big money is,
right?
Like
I'm at the cool kids table.
Yeah. I barely got in, and I'm there, so I feel good about that. But what I find is when people come in and they, and I ask them, okay, are you getting this? And when was the last time you met in person with you? Well, Brandon, they're not here in town. I don't even know where he is, or where she is, and
it's not even an area code; it's an 800 number.
Yes. Now, granted, they might call consistently, but because they know their shortcomings, They had better call every 2 weeks or monthly at the worst, kind of thing. And so, maybe you talk to them there, but then I'll go, okay, well, Social Security advice. Did you guys plan out that? So no, that's not what they do, Brandon. They manage my money. I'm like, well, okay, but you're paying a fee. You've let them take up that seat as a part of your retirement plan. Who are you talking to, for Social Security planning or income planning? Well, no, they just, we're just kind of sticking to everything we've always done, stocks and bonds. And, they're just kind of broad ETFs or maybe some costly mutual funds. And that's where I start really, I have a problem with it, because I see the lack of service that you're getting, right? I sit down and that's when I know, I say, hey, can I, very innocently, I say, can I run an analysis on your portfolio? Okay. I ask, okay, how much are you paying? I bet it's going to be plus or minus 1%. Okay. Plus or minus 1%. If you're paying 1.5%, you better be getting everything that we can conceivably do for you. So I know I'll write that down. Okay. You're paying probably a 1%. And then I'll go to work. And if I see mutual funds on there, oh my gosh, it's, I'm starting to get mad for you ahead of time because I know what's coming.
Right.
Because I'm gonna do our Morning Star, and so it's third party, it's unbiased, fact here. It's not an opinion. Is we'll pop in all those ticker symbols that they have you invested in, and then Morning Star goes, it just starts listing them out. Okay, expense ratios. Okay, because you have what you don't know is when I pull the curtain back and I show you all the fees that are coming out of your pocket, your money. You've got your advisor fee that you're paying. You've got the cost of the funds that they have put you in, or the cost of the bonds that they have put you. So you have like these expense ratios that will range anywhere from, I'd say, 0.5% to a little over 1%.
Right.
And then if they've thrown you in a variable annuity, a lot of times I see that too. They'll throw you in a variable annuity, which has about 3.5% to 4% in fees. So here's a good example, right? I've got some clients. They came in about 5 years ago. They became a client 5 years ago, and they had done well. They had saved $2.5 million. Nice. Okay. They had the big box. They had Merrill Lynch, their advisor. No offense, I guess, but it was from somebody up northeast where they used to live. They had been using them, for a long time. They came in. We did the fee analysis for them. And what came back was we saw that they were paying 2.5% in fees on $2.5 million. Okay. So quick math there. That's $62,500. $62,500 a year going out in advisor fee, expense ratios, all this stuff. Bottom line, we were able to get their fees down and save them. We were able to get it down to $15,000. Okay.
Yeah.
From 62.5 down to 15K. Okay. That was a savings of 47,500.
All right, Brandon, did they know how much they were paying?
Had no clue. And
they just thought, this is just how it is.
This is how it is. This is what the wealthy do, I guess. Because I'm with the big box there, and that's, they know what they're doing. Like I've trusted them. We've gotten here to this. We've gotten this far here. I've gotten $2.5 million. How bad could it be?
Right.
That's what we think. And it feels nice to be in the box. I wasn't in a box. I did do one thing this year, was that Clemson, Georgia opener.
Yes, sir.
Down in the Dome, right? You're a Georgia fan. I know. The first half was good.
You want to go back and
good.
Talk about the game a little bit more? Recap it. We'll play some highlights if you want me to.
No highlights, no fight song.
Okay, say the word. I've got it ready. If you
so I was with a colleague who had some really nice tickets. Right. We were on the Georgia side though, but it was like 50-yard line. It was halfway up. And I'm like, geez, look, these guys are so big, and it felt good to be there. And I go up into the atrium area. It's so open. The Mercedes-Benz Stadium's great.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this is sweet. This is so nice. And it felt good to be there and be sitting in such a nice section. Same thing with our retirement plan. It might feel good to know that I've got Wells Fargo. I've got these people who they manage billions of dollars, hundreds of billions of dollars, so it can't be that bad.
Or you're watching the football game and you see their commercial and you're like, oh, that's my guys right there.
Yes, yes.
But are you really? Like, do they know you?
You know what commercials I really, really like? It's that Schwab guy, and he's like, Schwab. Carl is the character's name on there, and it's like he's talking to his people. He's like, Carl's your man. I'm your broker, and then all the people are like, well, I'm going to Schwab, because it's cheap, right. So we do that. We can use Schwab or Fidelity. Those are the two firms that we use, but we do it in a ultra low cost manner. And so, so it's like if you're fine with just generic cookie cutter mutual funds, we could turn around and go get you some low cost ETFs for like 0.04%. That's like 0.04%. In fact, if people are fine with that, a lot of times I say, you don't need to hire me. You need to fire all of us advisors. If you're fine with just low cost ETFs, you could potentially do this on your own. So it's probably not a good business strategy, but I even fire myself sometimes. Okay. Now, what I find is a lot of people.
That's the honesty though. I mean,
yeah. But what a lot of people do is they say, well, I appreciate that, Brandon, but I want someone to come alongside us to help us navigate these things. We got to make this decision with Social Security. We got to start pulling income for retirement now. It's not only a growth game.
Yeah.
So where do we pull it from? How much do we pull it from? We want to make sure our taxes are, optimized here. We don't want to pay any more than we have. So that's why I've built my firm specializing in retirement planning. Mm-hmm. Okay. Because you need that person there. And this is where this is where I earn my fee. I bring my value. And so I'm transparent and clear with what I charge, okay, with our fees. I'm also very transparent in showing you, who's paying me, how much you're paying, right? You're going to know exactly. And I treat you just like, I do my dad, my parents, my loved ones. Like these are holdings that I have in my stuff. Low cost Vanguard funds, iShares, right? This is the best way that I know how to do it out here. And that is do the right thing for my clients and I get blessed in return.
Brandon, there's something about, you're telling me about the X's and O's about what you can do. And that sounds great, but there's also an aspect that I think you're missing. And that's the emotional details as well. Because with these big box firms, again, nothing against them, but do they know how your grandkid's doing? Are they going to ask you about how your golf game is? Mm-hmm. Are they going to say, hey, man, I know you got a cruise coming up. Where are you going to go? Are you excited about it? That's just kind of the level of service. And maybe that's just too emotional thinking of me that when I call you, you're going to say, oh, hey, what'd you get Gretchen for Christmas? I won't tell her. And there's some people that's fine. Like they just want to call and here's my information and here's where my number's at. That's great. But I also kind of want somebody to know about me if you're going to help me manage my money. Yeah.
And here's a very emotional aspect of it. 3 weeks ago, I got a call from a client and she said, Brandon, Ron passed away. And so I started asking some questions after, of course, consoling. And she was like, I don't know. You were my first call. That's all I knew to do was pick up the phone and call you. I knew you would help through these steps here. And I said, okay, here's what we're going to do. And so she came in and we helped her through that time. And so that is what we do, right? That is what we do. So let me get my number, get it together here. My number is 843-890-2400. If you're working with a big box and you don't have that relationship and you're heading into retirement, or maybe you're already in retirement and you feel like I'm driving this thing and I don't know my next turn. I don't know what to look out for. Am I missing something? Am I doing it right? Maybe I have somebody, but they're just a growth person. Let me just give you a second opinion. A second opinion, we can start with this fee analysis. And that's the first place to understand, okay, like, are they doing good for me? Are they keeping costs down? I know they're not doing it for free. Brandon's not going to do it for free, but is it fair? Is it transparent? Okay. Right. Those are some simple questions that we can start with. My number, pick up the phone. You can call us right now. I've got Tanya standing by. You'll meet her when you come into the office as well. You can shoot her a text here. Maybe text the words X-ray or one word X-ray, but the number is 843-890-2400. That's 843-890-2400. If you've saved $500,000 or more, pick up the phone. We'll start with this fee X-ray right now.
We know it's a busy time of the year, but Tanya is standing by right now to answer your call or answer your text. It'll just take a couple of seconds to get you on the calendar to sit down with Brandon and have this conversation. Again, 843-890-2400, or always available at bowenwealth.com, BOWEN wealth.com. All right, Brandon, we were talking a little honesty there about sitting in a box at the beginning of the show, but all right, continue since you're an open book. We all make New Year's resolutions, but we may not put them to paper because we all say the same thing. Oh, resolutions are silly. I never keep them. I'm not going to do it again.
That's why we don't put it to paper, because then you can break it easier.
Exactly. But, and I am guilty of this. I will tell you to your face, Brandon, I'm not making any resolutions. I'm smarter than that. In the back of my head, I've got a running list of resolutions.
Yes. I resolve to not resolve.
So in the back of your head, even though you may not have it to paper, what are some of your goals and resolutions for 2025?
I would say it's to continue from 2024, really. I made some big life changes in 2024. I've talked about it before. Ended up a divorce, had a divorce in 2024. And so that kind of triggered, I would say, some big changes, big changes in my life that I wanted to start doing personally. Other than, okay, on my next relationship, I'm going to do these things differently, like communicate better and things like that. But I would say I had resolved to drink less. Okay. Yeah. Now wasn't a raging alcoholic or whatever. I want to drink less because, and here's what I want to get to, is I think these resolutions do have more sticking power when you think about the why you want to make this change. Okay. For example, for me, I said, okay, I want to drink less because two reasons. Going through a divorce, I know that could be a slippery slope. Yeah. A coping mechanism, when I get down or lonely or feel to just go drink. So I was like, okay, I'm hyper aware. So I just cut it out. And it was actually I was doing dry January, and I was like, well, this is easy now. So I just kept going, kept doing that. And so, because I didn't want it to be a slippery slope of a coping mechanism. And secondly, I didn't want my girls to see me drinking. And so I was like, they're high school. So those were my why. So making this change was super easy. It was easy. And so now, like, I'll have a drink or two, like, while watching football or something on the weekends, but during the week. And plus I started losing weight, and I was like, man, I kind of like this. This is good. Yeah. Right. So my why was what I focused on. And then I was able to stick to, like, if you listening, if you're like, okay, I think I'm going to drink less. It's kind of hard if you don't really have, okay, what is your motivation? Yeah. Okay. Let me give some more examples. So let's say, okay, if you want to stop drinking, I would say, well, maybe think about, do you want to be more present or intentional with your spouse? You might say, okay, I want to be here more, and not, kind of drink and then falling asleep on the couch or in my chair. Right. Falling asleep early. Okay. So that's a good, what about losing weight? This is probably the number one resolution, right?
Hands down every year.
I want to lose weight. Well, maybe think about, okay, I want to live longer and see my grandkids graduate from college. That you want to think about that. Okay, that's why I need to lose some weight. I want to be able to get down on the floor and play with them, for Christ's sake. They're 2 years old, 3 or 1. They can't walk yet or whatever. I want to get down. I want them to know that grandpa or grandma was able to have fun. I want to be able to throw a ball with them and play t-ball. Whatever these things are, right? Think about that as your motivation to make a behavioral change. Mm-hmm. Okay. The biggest one, of course, why we do the show is maybe you're like thinking, okay, I want to get my whole financial house in order, but maybe think about, I wouldn't mind having a retirement plan where, discipline helps us have the freedom to spend. Mm-hmm. Right? To spend with confidence, to maybe, I want to retire a couple years earlier. Maybe because I've worked for decades here, so much hard work, 4 decades of working and contributing and saving as best I can. We've tried to pay down our debt. And so now I think I need to get to $1 million so that we can retire. But what if you pick up the phone right now, call or text us, and I can show you how, with the fact that you have $850,000, how I could generate enough income for you to go ahead and retire right now and not have to work for 2 or 3 more years, because you're giving these next 2 or 3 more years that you are going to give to your employer. Those are probably your healthier years of retirement. We don't know how long, what our blessings are, how many years we're going to get blessed with here, but your kids and grandkids, they are growing. They are getting bigger and bigger and bigger, faster. You and your spouse, I want you guys to start taking these trips where you are mobile and can climb the stairs, climb the, enjoy these things, and go to Greece and go up to the Pantheon and all these things that where you are young, and I want you to be able to achieve those things. And so having this retirement plan, right? So don't think, oh gosh, that's no fun. This is like going to the dentist, working on a financial plan, and I'm just going to be convicted about where we're blowing all this money. No. A plan gives you the freedom, right? We just got to allocate for it. I've said this so many times, discipline leads to freedom. And that's so true in so many aspects of our life. But financially, if we are disciplined here and have the budget, let's put it in the budget, your golf club membership or shopping, going shopping or a big purchase. Let's put it in the plan so that you guys can do it and go that we have planned for this. Honey, this is so exciting. This is so fun. We're not, like, don't tell my advisor, kind of thing, or don't tell my spouse that I just spent this. But no, it's a part of the plan. And together, you guys are able to do the things. That's the fun stuff. Mm-hmm. That's what I love to hear about is when you come in and tell me about the RV trip that you were able to finally do. Or the flight, the Europe or African safari or whatever it is. Okay. So that's what I want you to think about here as we think of these New Year's resolutions. Think about more, not so much the do or don't, because we're going to, and also then when you break, it's, hey, I still want to get my financial house in order. Right. Hey, I still want to lose weight. I know I blew it this weekend. I mean, heck, it was a, fun time or drinking or whatever.
I feel like I've been going nonstop since Thanksgiving, to be honest.
Yes, it is. I mean, the holidays, they don't count. Okay. They don't count. You just got to, you got to say, okay, I got to buckle back down, in January here, or whatever it is, hit the gym a little harder or walk some, whatever it is. So it's a marathon here. And I want to come.
But it's the same thing though, Brandon, but it's the same thing with the portfolios you build too, because I am guilty, just like I'm sure a lot of people, of during the holidays, you spend a little bit extra. Oh, it's the holidays. Oh, it's for my wife. It's for my kid. It's for the grandkids. Oh, I'll go a little bit over budget. Same thing in January. All right, time to buckle down and get things back in order.
That's right. Yeah. But then we got spring break coming up.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Or summer vacation. So yes, it can have different times, but we can still plan on it. And what I like to do with our budget is, kind of think about, is it $1,000 a month that we want to allocate for fun? It's a fun account or mad money. We've called it before, or walking around money. Mm-hmm. Let's put it in the plan. So that if you go over and you spend $2,000 here in Christmas time, giving gifts, because that is so fun to give gifts and see people enjoy it and things. We plan on it, but we might need to tighten it down later in January, February, kind of thing. But yes, it's transparency, communicating to me, what your goals are. And I want to come along and show you guys, give you the roadmap to achieve it.
How do we reach out to you and the team at Bowen Wealth?
Go ahead, grab your cell phone. I know it's right beside you. Give us a call or a text right now. The number is 843-890-2400. Again, 843-890-2400. And you could just type the word resolutions if you send that text, right? Because what I know is that you want to sit down, you want to have our full-blown second opinion, right? That's where we're going to sit down, take a look at what you've done. I'm going to congratulate you. It might be stuff from 3 or 4 jobs ago, whatever. We're going to start consolidating. We're going to start getting some plans in place. We'll first start with your income plan. Okay, which accounts, what tax status are we going to start pulling from first? We're going to then start reducing our risk in the market, because if you've saved enough for retirement, well, the one thing that can wreck this plan is a market crash. So let's just go ahead and take that off the table. Let's go ahead and say, or limit, our exposure to, we don't want to get all out of the market, right? Mm-hmm. We want to still have some in there for long-term growth and that kind of thing. But so we can take appropriate risk with the right tax status there. And then of course, taxes. Let's make sure that we're being as tax efficient as possible, pulling money from the right tax buckets there in retirement. But yes, 843-890-2400.
Thanks for listening to Charleston's Retirement Coach Podcast with Brandon Bowen. To learn more, visit bowenwealth.com and join Brandon for his radio show, Charleston's Retirement Coach, Saturdays at 11 a.m. on 94.3 WSC.
Financial professionals are not licensed in all 50 states. To find out if J. Brandon Bowen is licensed in your state, please call 843-203-2030. J. Brandon Bowen is an investment advisor representative of Bowen Wealth, LLC, a registered investment advisor. Exposure to ideas and financial vehicles discussed should not be considered investment advice or recommendation to buy or sell any financial vehicle. Past performance is not a guarantee of future results. Investments can fluctuate and when redeemed may be worth more or less than when originally invested. J. Brandon Bowen is not affiliated with nor endorsed by the Social Security Administration or any other government agency and does not provide legal or tax advice. Annuity guarantees rely solely on the financial strength and claims paying ability of the issuing insurance company. By contacting us, you may be provided with information about insurance and annuity products offered through Bowen Wealth, LLC, insurance licensed in South Carolina. Market Guard is a registered investment advisor with the SEC and provides model portfolios only to Impact Partnership Wealth. Market Guard makes no implied warranties or representations and is not liable for any data presented.